In early 2023, a man named David Meredith set out on what should have been a peaceful evening walk through his neighborhood in Red Deer, Canada. It was a route he'd taken countless times before, but nature had other plans this time. Near a quiet patch of trees, David spotted a bull moose grazing. Curious and hoping to get a closer look, he crouched behind a nearby tree. But in a flash, the mood shifted. The moose lifted its head, locked eyes with him, and charged.
He just ran me up a tree.
Most people don't realize that a fully grown bull moose can run over 35 miles per hour. That's nearly twice the speed of an average man. And when a moose charges, it's not a bluff. With antlers sharp enough to puncture bone and hooves powerful, sufficient to crush it, it's a force of nature you don't want to provoke. With no time to run, David did the only thing he could, scrambling up the nearest tree using a thin branch that looked anything but stable. From the safety of his perch, he started recording. For nearly half a minute, the moose stood beneath him, staring, breathing heavily, and pacing. Then, with its head lowered in frustration, it began charging back and forth. David remained still, heart racing, gripping that tree for dear life. A later news interview said he stayed there for over 10 minutes. That flimsy branch, it held, barely. Eventually, the moose gave up and disappeared into the woods, but David waited another half hour before coming down, just to be sure. In February 2018, a man named Greg Harris uploaded a chilling GoPro video that captured what could have been the last ride of his life. The footage starts out as expected. Greg rides his ATV through a rough wooded trail, weaving between trees and enjoying the adrenaline rush. But in just seconds, something horrific unfolds. A flash of metal, almost invisible at first glance, stretches between two trees. It's a wire, tensioned, purposeful, and directly at neck height. As Greg speeds forward, the wire catches the top of his helmet. The force jolts his head back and stops the ride cold. The wire snaps, thankfully. Had he been going any slower, or if it had struck just a few inches lower, the outcome would have been unthinkable. In the video's description, Greg explains that the wire hit his helmet instead of his throat, which saved his life. The speed of impact ironically may have helped. It caused the wire to break on contact. But the real terror lies in the intent. This wasn't an accident. Someone set that trap on purpose. Unfortunately, this isn't unheard of. Some angry property owners or residents annoyed by the roar of engines take matters into their own hands, rigging trails with deadly traps meant to harm riders. Others do it out of pure malice. There's no clear reason in Greg's case, just a trap left to wait for the next unlucky stranger. Many viewers couldn't believe something so dangerous could exist on a public trail. One comment expressed straight-up disbelief that Greg walked away alive, calling him incredibly lucky. Others questioned how such traps even get there, warning fellow riders to stay alert. This wasn't an accident. It was an ambush with fatal intent. In June 2016, a YouTuber going by the name Bear with Hat uploaded a video that still unsettles people nearly a decade later. What starts as a simple phone recording quickly becomes one of the most terrifying real-life car encounters ever caught on camera. After leaving a friend's house in Keller, Texas, the uploader noticed a white Dodge Challenger tailing him a little too closely. At first, he thought it might be a coincidence, but things escalated fast. To test his suspicion, he faked an entry onto I-35, swerving at the last moment onto a service road. The white Dodge followed without hesitation. Now fully convinced he was being followed, he began a series of evasive maneuvers: U-turns, lane switches, and sudden stops. Still, the Dodge stayed on him. Eventually, he pulled into a turning lane near a hospital, hoping the other car would pass. Instead, the Dodge stopped right in front of him, turn signal blinking, but no intention of leaving. That's when it took a darker turn. As the camera rolled, a man stepped out of the driver's side and began approaching. A second figure, not clearly captured on video, was also exiting. Thinking fast, the uploader floored it. In the chaos, he nearly struck the passenger, but didn't stop. His phone tumbled to the floor as he made a beeline for a nearby grocery store known to have police outside. That move saved him. The moment the Dodge driver noticed the officer, they backed off and disappeared. And just like that, the nightmare ended without answers. One viewer joked about needing a machine gun on the dash after watching this, while others didn't even try to be funny. Most were dead serious, saying the uploader was lucky to escape with his life and that the footage felt more like a thriller than real life. On January 9th, 2024, urban explorer Tom, known online as TPEX Tom, stepped into the decaying shell of an abandoned high school in Gary, Indiana. With his friend David by his side, the mission was familiar: explore, film, and document the haunting beauty left behind by time.
Coming up the hallway, shoulder pads, just leads to a closet of all the football equipment. All these shoulder pads they just left behind. It's really cool.
The school itself was a relic of the past, once alive with students, now silent and decaying. Lockers rusted, lesson plans scattered, and a drained swimming pool still clinging to memories of lifeguard whistles and cheers. Room by room, the duo moved deeper into the building, capturing artifacts frozen in time. A piano in the hallway, a scoreboard still mounted above stagnant water.
The pool, and there's another one over there with a diving board. This is where the spectators would be though. It's really cool to see. There's still water in the pool. Over there, there's still a scoreboard up too. And then you can see the tables they left. So it just made it into the gym. Still got all the hoops up. Someone definitely placed this here, but they're just all rusted out. A random little piano in this hallway. It really wants to work. An old ironing board just random in the hallway with a suspicious looking stain. So we just came up here.
But what started as a routine exploration soon spiraled into something else entirely. Inside the auditorium, just as they were admiring the preserved red seats and commenting on the state of the place, something shifted. From the shadows, a man emerged. He didn't say much. His presence alone was enough to drain the color from their faces. Tension filled the room, and before they could think, the stranger lunged with a metal pipe in hand.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? You want us to get on out of here? You want us to... Hey, we'll leave, bro. We'll leave, all right? Go. Let's go. Let's go. Just get out of any door. This door right here. We can get out. You sure? Let's go. Yo, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
What followed was pure survival. Tom and David sprinted through the echoing halls, the man close behind, footsteps pounding against linoleum floors. They didn't stop, not until they hit the exit doors and bolted out into the cold. Breathless and shaken, they realized they had come dangerously close to a worst-case scenario. This wasn't just an abandoned building. Someone else had claimed it, and they didn't want visitors.
Everything from when they left. I have a whole project here about syphilis. So this room's got all the old football jerseys in it. Looks like the practice jerseys. It's really cool, even the pants are in there and stuff. I got one of the jerseys out.
One viewer joked that the guy might have still been waiting for detention to end. Others were far less amused, stunned that Tom actually re-entered after first contact. Several set it straight, only someone with steel nerves would go back in after being chased out. And with that, the nightmare was just barely avoided. On February 11th, 2024, stealth camper and YouTuber Brendan Explores uploaded a video that documented a night he'll likely never forget. What began as a curious visit to Jaywick, a small English village with a rough reputation, quickly devolved into a horrifying and dangerous encounter. Jaywick has long been labeled as one of the most deprived
I am exploring an abandoned location here, and you're not going to believe what I just found. I don't know if I should say anything just yet, but look.
towns in the UK. Brendan had heard the rumors of poverty, crime, and tension, but wanted to judge for himself. At first, it seemed like any other coastal village. But things began to shift as night fell. Searching for a discreet place to park his van, he avoided a chaotic parking lot where people blasted music and raced cars through the narrow streets. Hoping to stay safe, Brendan made the right call at the time. He left town and parked deep in the countryside, miles from any signs of life. It was a mistake. At 2:30 a.m., Brendan was jolted awake by footsteps around his van. Moments later, someone tried to slide the door open. Then, a loud crash. The passenger side window shattered as an intruder tried to break in. Brendan shouted and the person fled into the dark. He later speculated that the break-in may have been an attempt to steal a fridge inside. Dwacet drugusorak visum. But many viewers believed it could have been much worse, especially given how isolated the spot was. Some commented that even heavy curtains.
I'm just kidding. It's not real. Working on a location, but this actually had me fooled for a second. It looks so hyper-realistic. I figured you guys would like this, but yeah.
Couldn't fully hide signs of life inside, and others shared their own experiences being attacked by neighbors or strangers while camping alone. That night, Brendan didn't sleep again. He drove until sunrise just to get home, and while he still posts camping videos, he now avoids remote spots. Because sometimes it isn't peaceful, it's a warning. On January 12, 2020, Dustin from the Dog Vlogs returned to a house that had haunted his friend Ethan for months. Along with Carlo, the three urban explorers stepped cautiously through the threshold of a decaying, forgotten property. But this wasn't just another exploration. It was unfinished business.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy D-Dog Vlogs here with another insane adventure. Today's adventure, I'm joined by Carlo and Ethan. We're about to go somewhere Ethan's actually quite scared to go to because last time he was...
Ethan had been here before. During his last visit, he narrowly escaped a deadly booby trap. A knife was rigged to swing down from the ceiling when the door opened. It nearly took his head off. This time, they returned to find out if the trap was still there, and to uncover why someone would go to such calculated, dangerous lengths to protect what lay inside.
The water's off. What is this?
Where's that wire go to?
And there it was, the knife, still hanging, still sharp, still deadly. The same fishing wire mechanism was intact, hidden and tensioned. One wrong move could have ended another life. But that wasn't all. As they moved deeper into the house, they noticed more lines stretched across doorways. Faint, deliberate, and hard to see. Something wasn't right.
Right here. There's wires all over the house, guys. Look at. There's a wire right there. It actually shows up on camera.
Where does that go to?
I don't know.
Here.
That knife is sketch, dude.
Careful. Oh, shit.
Then came the discovery that turned their curiosity into dread. Plastic bags tucked away in one of the booby-trapped rooms. It wasn't food. It wasn't junk. It was drugs. Hidden and protected, possibly left for someone to come back and retrieve. Suddenly, everything made sense.
Is that what? Is that go?
That's why it's booby trapped. Holy f, I am freaking out right now.
So you're thinking
100%. There. All right.
it's attached to the wall, so we didn't.
Nobody could come in and hurt themselves, and nobody's gonna be able to do it again.
It's for the best.
As of right now,
Insane.
it's clear 100% of all booby traps. Hey, it's
That trap wasn't just a leftover hazard. It was intentional, and possibly still in use. Someone had turned this abandoned home into a stash site. The thought that they could have walked in while someone watched from the shadows sent a chill down their spines. They took down the trap and got out fast. Once they were a safe distance away, they called the police.
Guys, we gotta get out of here. That is absolutely insane. We gotta get out of here before whoever the heck left those comes back, because obviously they don't care about hurting somebody when you set up a trap like that. So we gotta get.
Longtime fans remembered when this house was just a creepy spot. Now it was something else entirely. Rigged, illegal, and potentially deadly. Some viewers praised the team for taking the knife down. Others warned how close they were to real danger. One summed it up perfectly. Stay safe. That house isn't empty anymore.